Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coronet Theatre. Thank you for joining us for the press conference this morning. Press conference really to announce the pro debuts of Lloyd Elliott from Brighton. I was introduced to Lloyd through Scott Welsh, a good friend of mine, obviously former British heavyweight champion, and Craig Wyatt, who will be boxing against Robin Deakin, my friend who I manage over here, who is never in a bad fight. Robin is a true warrior of the sport, and he always gives it a good go. And be a good test for Craig on his first pro appearance. Top of the bill is the British lightweight Southern Area lightweight championship between Tony Owen and the champion Ben Murphy, and the event is broadcast live on Eurosport throughout, I believe, every country in Europe and some other countries throughout the world as well. So I'm very happy to be working with these two guys for the first time, and also Robin once again. I'm sure it will be a good show. We've got some really good fights throughout the undercard. Lloyd's boxed as an international in the amateurs, so good quality boxer, and I'm sure I can help him progress in his career. And Craig, I actually saw his brother box years ago at Hackney Palace Theatre. And he had a real battle, a war, over, I think it was over 4 rounds. And if his brother's anything to go by, then we would have a really good time watching him at least have his first fight, and then hopefully progress throughout his career. But I'm sure Robin will think differently, and we'll ask some questions of Craig very early on, because Robin always fights to win. If anyone's got any questions.
Craig, this is your debut. How confident are you going up ahead against Robin Deakin, who's notoriously difficult to deal with?
Confident, training hard, confident.
And how do you think you'll deal with the pressure on your debut in a small hall like this that can fit 1,000 or so people?
Boxed in front of crowds before, deal with the pressure, good to go.
I think the atmosphere we get at the shows here is very intense, and it's an interesting question that you've got there, because I think until you actually see it live, have you been to a show here before?
Yeah,
I've been to okay, so it's an unbelievable atmosphere. You know, obviously everyone's piled in, and it's standing room only, and it's a very emotional atmosphere as well. People do get very involved, and I know. You know, Craig's got a big following, and a lot of people from this local area that will know him from his amateur days, and they'll be following him on the night, so be interesting.
Mickey, what's the breakdown of the night, the televised card? Will it be the entire show, or just the main event and choice fights?
They've booked the main event and an 8-rounder. It depends how those fights go.
But we're going to steal the show, do you mean? So they're going to show us, they probably won't even show the main event, because, do you mean, it will be a war between me and Craig. Do you mean, I don't even know him, right? But, you know, respect for him to getting in there, like I respect Ben Day now, do you mean, for getting in there with me, do you mean? So I think we're going to steal the show, like me and Ben stilled the show on the last event. I mean, it's going to be a war, and you know, I'm glad he's confident, because I love someone that's confident. Makes me laugh at him like I did with Ben. Do you know what I mean? You know, he'll probably get the decision again, because that's just how it goes against me all the time. But there's no way he's going to have an easy ride. Like all these other journeymen, they come in, they just survive to go and get payday. Do you know what I mean? I've got a full-time job as well, so.
Anyway,
I'll make sure that he has to work hard for it, basically.
In answer
Why
to
are you interrupting me?
Well, you asked me a question. You're telling me about.
Yeah,
the question was. What's getting broadcast on Eurosport?
Yeah, and I interrupted him because I said we will be broadcast.
Okay, well, hopefully you will. Touch wood that you will be. But just in answer to your question, in any case, so they've got, it's a 2-hour broadcast. It will start with I think Ryan Barrett and Dan Stewart, depending on how those 2 fights go with the main event with Tony Owen and Ben Murphy. we'll slot in obviously as much of the undercard as we can. So you might well be seeing these two guys. You might be seeing Lloyd. I mean, they will have the say who they, the fight order and who they show, down to them.
They show a good looking one, man.
Lloyd, what can you tell us about your opponent for the night?
I don't know a great deal about my opponent. I only found out who it was yesterday, so it doesn't really matter. I've been training hard, so for a while now, so just ready to go.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for coming, and I'm sure we'll have a good night on the 25th. It'll be a good show.
All right.